All right, in this video, we're going to talk about why your partner always wants to argue and what to do when you're exhausted to help them feel seen, heard, and understood. So maybe you walk in the door after a long day, you're tired. You probably haven't even taken off your shoes yet. And your partner starts in again, the dishes, talking about your tone, something you forgot. And you think, why does everything have to be a fight? I just can't do this anymore. Now, I'm Aaron McDougall. I've spent over a decade coaching couples through these exact type of patterns. And I've actually been there myself. Kate and I have stood in our own kitchen having the same argument for the 10th time in a row. Here's what I'm going to show you today. Your partner doesn't actually want to argue, but here's the uncomfortable part. You might be helping create the argument without even realizing it. Now, I know that sounds backwards, but stay with me because if you're exhausted and you feel like you're always the one trying to keep the peace, this might actually be the shift that changes everything when it comes to connection and intimacy in your marriage. And before we go any further, I need you to hear this. You're not wrong for feeling exhausted. If you're the one who always has to stay calm, regulate yourself, be the bigger person while your partner is escalating, that's hard. You're not a robot. You're most of the time just trying to keep your head above water. And if you're thinking, but Eric, my partner is the problem. They do always start it. I hear you. And we're going to talk about that. But first, I want to show you what's actually happening when your partner comes at you like this. Because once you see it, like I saw it, everything changes. And it gives you a massive opportunity to use those moments of conflict and turn them into connection. Now, when your partner escalates, of course, it feels like an attack at times, like they're coming for you, like they want to fight. But think about the words of Dr. Sue Johnson, one of the world's leading researchers on attachment and marriage. She found something a bit different. She talks about escalation is usually protest. It's not an attack. It's actually a form of cry for help. In this case, your partner's nervous system is saying, are you there? Do I matter to you? Am I alone in this? And your partner probably learned a long time ago, probably in childhood in their family of origin, that calm and quiet needs just get ignored. So what do? They learn to turn up the heat, not because they're broken, not because they want conflict, but because conflict felt safer than being invisible. Think about that for a second. Your partner isn't trying to ruin your night. They're actually trying to feel understood. They're trying to reach you. And when that doesn't work, they turn the volume up. So when your partner escalates, here's what they're probably really asking for. They need to know that they matter, that you're actually there with them, that they're not invisible with you. That's it. They're not asking you to fix it. They're not asking you to agree with them. They're asking you to show up. Now, here's where this gets real. When they come at you heated, well, what do? Maybe you defend. I didn't forget. I just been slammed at work. Maybe you withdraw. I can't deal with this right now. We talk about it later. Or maybe even minimize. You're overreacting. It's not that big of a deal. Listen, and I get it. These are normal human responses when we feel criticized or attacked. But here's the problem. All three of those responses send the same message to your partner. Your feelings are too much. I don't want to be here with you right now. And honestly, that confirms their deepest fears, that they will continue to feel alone in your relationship. You know, my mentor, Terry Reels, he calls this a dance. Two people, both trying to protect themselves, both making it worse. Think about it like the more. You're not trying to hurt each other. You're trying to survive each other. But the moves that you're using, just like throwing gasoline on the same fire. And there's another researcher, you probably know him, John Gottman. In his research, when this dance goes on long enough, something shifts. Your partner doesn't just get louder. Eventually, they stop trying altogether. That's a big warning sign. They withdraw. They get cold. They resign. And that's when relationships actually die. Not in big fights, but in the quiet giving up that follows after that. So if your partner is still fighting with you, there is still hope. They are still trying to reach you. The door is still open, and there still is an opportunity for connection. Now, here's where this might get uncomfortable. And I need you to stay with me here because this is going to change a lot of things for you. You say you're exhausted from the arguing, but honestly, if I watched your last conflict, I'd probably see you defending yourself instead of getting curious. Maybe I'd see you protecting your ego instead of protecting the connection. And every single time you defend your ego, you reinforce the cycle you say you're tired of. Now, I'm not saying this to make you feel bad. I'm saying it because if you're the more regulated partner, you have way more power here than you think. You're not powerless. You're not stuck. You just need a different move to change the dance. And here's the exact move you can use. When your partner comes in hot, Kate and I would call it guns hot, about the dishes, about your tone, about something you forgot. Here's what you can do. First, pause, take a big breath, say this. I can see this really matters to you. Help me understand. Not sarcastic, not passive, grounded. Now, let's talk about why this works. You're actually doing three things here at once. One, you're regulating yourself. You're not reacting, you're choosing how you want to respond. Number two is you're validating their experience. You're saying, you're real. This is real. I'm not dismissing you. And number three, you're choosing connection. That is relational leadership. Leadership isn't winning the argument. Leadership is staying connected when you want to go into protection. Now, let me give you a real example of my own marriage. I remember Kate once said this to me. She sometimes would get critical and I would get super defensive. But I remember her saying, I told you 3 times about this and you still forgot. Now, the old me used to say, hey, I've been slammed at work. Why are you making this a thing? Can you just let this land? Why do you keep bringing it up? Instant escalation, right? Now we're both defending. Now we're both hurt. And so when I shifted and decided a new move, when I paused, took a breath, and looked at her right in the eye, and I said, you're right. Yeah, I can see how that feels like you don't matter to me. I'm sorry. Talk to me. How's this really affecting you? I just watched her shoulders drop, her jaw unclenched, her eyes soften. She was almost in tears because she wasn't fighting to be seen anymore. She was being seen by me, who was right there with her. But she said, hey, I just feel like I'm managing everything alone. And when you forget, it feels like you're not really there with me. And that's what was actually happening. It wasn't about the thing I forgot. It was about her feeling alone in our marriage. And we could get there because I chose not to defend my ego. Right? That's the shift. It's not agreement. It's presence. All right. So if we kind of bring this all together, your partner does not want to argue. They want to know they matter to you. So when they escalate, they're not actually attacking you or your character. They're actually reaching for you. And your job isn't to fix them or defend yourself. Your job is to stay present and say, I can see this really matters to you. Help me understand. It's just one move. That's all you need to start. Now, listen, I know this is hard. I know you're tired. I know it feels like you're always the one who has to show up. But here's the thing. You're already doing way better than you think. The fact that you're here watching this, trying to figure out how to make your relationship better, that says everything about who you are. Your relationship isn't broken. You're just stuck. And now you have a simple way out in those tough moments. Now, this one sentence, you can change things tonight. But staying regulated when you're triggered, repairing when you mess up, rebuilding connection when you've been distanced for months, that might take more of a system. And I actually created a full framework for you inside something I call the Connection Blueprint. It's totally free. It's my gift to you for listening to this video to the end. If you're tired of repeating the same fight and calling it communication, grab it. The link is in the description below. It'll show you how to regulate yourself before you even get to that moment. It'll teach you how to repair when things go sideways, because inevitably they will. And it's going to show you how to rebuild a connection that you've been missing, even if it's been months or years without intimacy in your marriage. If you found this helpful, do me a favor, hit subscribe, share this with somebody you think could benefit from it. That's how we help grow the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.